Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Alright, welcome to Bar Talk with Jay. First of all, I gotta mention, we have big things changing. There's no more R&D. There's a company now called Disposal gonna change the game. That's the company I work with, and I'll be able to be the one to answer your phone call, answer your questions, and do what you need done. That's right, that's customer service at its best.
Yes.
So all you gotta do is just give me a holler. That's right, that's what we gonna do. But right now, we gonna go back to the person sitting next to me. That's right, that's my man, Craftmatic. How you doing, big baby?
Man, I'm fabulous, as per usual.
Yeah, per usual.
Yeah,
Okay,
per usual,
fabulous.
man. I got so much stuff going on
Oh,
right
yeah.
now, I'm pulling my hair out.
You did a mighty fine job pulling hair out.
Yeah.
You pulled that shit from the roots.
Clean shave,
I'm
boy,
about
you
to
know?
tell you to the root or to the toe.
But just fired up about life, man. Got all kinds of projects going on. I got a full-time job. I got 2 real estate projects. Trying to keep my workout going, and got a lady in my life.
Ooh,
know,
that's
just,
a workout, ain't it? Go
that is a
ahead.
workout. That most certainly is a
Captain
workout.
Nasty.
Yeah, man. So life is great, man. How's it going for you, Smooth?
Man, life is going good. You know, I don't have all what you have. I'm working on it though.
Yeah.
Getting more into the exercising. A woman in my life, just one. I'm working there. I gotta get some things out the closet.
So
I
you
gotta
got-
clear out some space.
So are you on the right or the left side of one? Are you at none or are you at?
I mean, you know,
Yeah, but
I'm like this. I'm like, I'm not committed to one because when I commit, that's it.
Okay.
I ain't no more of all that. But right now, since I ain't, the sky's the limit, bro. I mean, my whole thing is,
Sky is the limit.
yeah. I mean, why? See, my whole thing is when it comes to being in a monogamous relationship, make sure you're ready. Don't let somebody force you into something before you're ready.
Yes.
Because what you're going to do is have resentment. My whole thing is, why would I want to resent a person that I really care for? My whole thing is, let me get myself developed, get into a place where I'm more comfortable, and that's really me. That's me coming home and understanding I have to quit being selfish.
Yes.
But as long as I got some selfish ways and I'm not even trying to change them, then I don't think I'm suited to be with another person. I'm not compatible.
That's big boy, Jay. That's grown folks.
But
stuff
I'm gonna
right
tell
there,
you,
man.
it's not nice when you're trying to tell somebody that. I'm telling you, I get cussed the hell out.
I bet.
It ain't nice at all how they talk to me. They don't gotta be so mean.
Well, they're trying to help conform you into the
That's beat
average,
me,
right?
This ain't roots.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't like to get beat. You ain't gotta chain me up and do all that. I will say Toby quick. You gotta beat the hell out of me, get me to
Right.
say something different. Nah, bro. Whoa, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We won't be doing that again.
Stop the presses,
What?
right? Let's welcome our audience, folks. We want to welcome you to Bar Talk with Jay, and my name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay,
In the building.
and this is our opportunity to inspire, and we do that through dialogue. We come up with these really interesting topics. Some are a little edgy, some seem like a little boring, but once you dig into the subject and create some meaningful dialogue, it's kind of inspiration and therapeutic for all of us.
That's what I thought.
And so we're glad you're with us tonight. We got a great show lined up for you, and we got some good music lined up for our breaks. I think you're gonna really enjoy this show, and stay tuned because the second half of the show is actually, in my opinion, twice as good as the first half of the show.
We go in.
Because we go in on the subject, and boy, do we have an interesting subject for tonight.
Yes, we do.
I'm not sure how we're gonna attack that one, but
Don't
it's
worry.
gonna be interesting.
All angles.
Yeah. So all angles, right?
All angles.
So we always start the show off with a prayer, and so let us go ahead and get it popping tonight, shall
I mean, you've been blessed, and remember, Cash App, Bar Talk with Jay.
we? Okay.
Pass them donations.
All right, Heavenly Father, we just come into your presence right now, just thanking you for your power, thanking you for your love, thanking you for all the gifts of the Spirit that you bless us with. We ask, Father, that you would come into our presence tonight in this show, and that you would do your good and perfect work, that you should deliver a message that is profound, and that is inspiring, and that is liberating to not only us as co-hosts and as hosts, but also to our audience, Father, who is desperately seeking new ideas, new information, and the right understanding about this world. And so we thank you for being with us. We ask that you would guide the entire program. We ask all these blessings in your Son's name, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Amen, amen, amen.
Woo!
If they ain't the reason to do a Cash App, Bar Talk with Jay, I don't know where it ain't.
I'm about to cash out myself.
What?
Boy.
Man, as soon as somebody pass me $1, bro, I'm pass it to you.
Okay.
You're doing that.
I sure
Doing
appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I pass a book.
So let's just jump into last week's topic. Do a quick recap. Last week we talked about what is it about relationships that makes it so hard. We sought to improve our relationship skills, right? But what makes relationships so hard?
Well, your ass don't recognize the shit you do. Believe
Okay.
me, relationships
Okay.
is really like two selfish people coming together and all of a sudden you expect it to work.
Mhm.
It takes you to quit being selfish and understand you have a partner
Right.
and do things together. And that right there takes work. But a lot of times people
Yes.
feel like it's just a natural thing and it just happens, and that's why they run into a lot of problems, and then they don't even come to each other. So communication barriers, it become a lot of different things. But one of the things I really want y'all to look back at is your selfish ways.
Yes.
A lot of that has to stop. One of the reasons why I stay single right now, loving myself to learn to open up in a giving way where it won't be combative.
Yes.
I shouldn't have to fight the one I love. I'm already fighting the world to be successful. I shouldn't have to come home and fight again.
Right.
That don't make no sense. So that's just me.
Yeah, and you know, fight is an interesting word, as you put it, because as we discussed it last week, one of the biggest challenges, what makes relationships so hard, is communication.
Mhm.
And sometimes you want to deliver a real nice, soft message, and have somebody maybe to come into agreement with you. But you deliver that message and you get nothing but opposition, right? And they're saying, well, it ain't what you said, it's how you said it. So now I got to figure out how to craft and deliver a message to somebody who might not want to hear what I got to say. That can make a relationship hard. Right?
It can.
So I'm thinking on two different levels. I'm thinking, okay, I got to figure out the right message to share. From my heart, I got to figure out the right way to share it to somebody who might not want to hear anything I got to say. Somebody who might not want to hear that message, no matter what it is, no matter how soft or how hard I put that message, they just may not be interested in that answer or that response or that information that you have.
That's right.
And that makes relationships difficult.
It can make it very difficult, but this love cry is necessary. You know, sometimes
It
it
is.
comes with pain.
It is.
You know, we be trying to make things soft. Sometimes you just got to be sad.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I try to say it politely as possible because I like to stay respectful. No matter what goes on, respect should be on the front of my lobe
Right.
when I go to speak. But sometimes I gotta say some things that's gonna hurt your feelings. And my whole thing is no way around it. You asked me to do something, and I really feel like that's not what I can do right now.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how I say it, it's going to piss them off because I already know the answer they want. They
No
put
matter
it in
how
front
you
of
say
me.
it, yeah.
They want it, and they just waiting on me to say it. And guess what? I'm not gonna say it just to make your ass happy.
Okay.
And I'll be
Okay.
miserable knowing I'm lying.
Yeah.
Why would I set myself up like that? Because I want to make somebody happy. Listen, no. It's a happiness on two ways.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit around being miserable because your ass want to sit around smiling because you just sitting cute. Your cute ass get on my nerve.
Right.
Stop that.
Right.
Understand, it takes time.
Okay.
But you want it to happen all overnight. It don't happen that way.
It don't happen that way.
It takes a moment. You both got to adjust. And then if they get it, they ain't ready.
Right.
They just want to hear it. So now you ready. Oh, well, see, I was still dating this other person. Oh, what the hell?
All right.
Some people just want what they want and they ain't even understanding where they at.
Right.
So like I said, it can go both ways, but it's not my opinion to say anything. Just look at what's going on in your relationship.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah. You know, the reality is that men and women are very different. And now you got to take our differences, and tomorrow those differences are going to change. So now you got difference times difference, and then you got to bring all these differences together and try to create some unity out of them, right? That's very difficult, right? You know, you might like to sleep in late, and I like to get up and get things done in the morning. All of a sudden, it is a challenge because you know, we're operating in two different time frames and we're trying to bring our lives together. And somebody's going to have to give in, or we're going to have to be spending some of that time alone, right? And you know, not to say without the other person,
That's
but,
what it sounds like.
you know, if you like to get up and clean up in the morning, once you get up and clean up, when I get up at 10 o'clock, then I'll help you, or I'll fill in where you didn't get done.
You know,
But
why you got to turn the vacuum on in the bedroom? I mean, you like to get up. Can you vacuum another part of the damn
I
house?
said, can you cut the grass after I get up, please?
Do I have to be woke up just because you can't sleep?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
saying.
Listen, you know, we're all not really interested in giving up our way. But in order to have a relationship, you have to give up your way. And you might spin it, you might fight it, no matter what the occasion is. At the end of that, when the two of you come to agreement, you're going to have to change your way. And that's both parties having to change their way. And again, tomorrow both of you are different people, so now there's another change, right? I used to like it that way. In fact, my lady said to me the other night, we were watching some TV show, and this guy had presented himself as kind of a baller. Right? And so after a while, I guess, his baller pocket kind of died off. So he's telling the girl, well, listen, I can't get you that. I can't get you that ring. I can't get you that purse you want, da-da-da-da-da. So now she gets mad. The girl gets mad with him and like, hey, well, and my girl came in and said, well, he started out acting like a baller. He needed to keep on being a baller. I'm like, wait a minute.
That's how you go broke.
Yeah. Now see, what happened in that equation was he was nice and generous and giving and trying to get her. And when, and all of a sudden either his money ran out or he had to come to some form of realities. And when he did, it doesn't mean he didn't care for her any less, but he had to change the game. No, you cannot go out and buy a $10,000 purse. That's just not cool. And then if you're going to get mad.
Hell no. Back up. $10,000 purse.
Right. Even if it's $100 purse.
I wouldn't. If she got mad, can she get it her damn self?
No.
Okay, see, that's the problem I have right there.
The problem.
I'm trying to trip, and I know a lot of people gonna give me some hate mail. I don't listen. If your broke ass can't afford it yourself, don't be looking at somebody else because they a baller. That's a person using.
That's an excuse. That's
all that is.
Yeah.
My whole thing is grow up and realize if it's a good person or not. Just taking advantage of a person because they acting like they got a good kind heart gets old. It ain't about being a baller. Sometimes it's just about no good common sense.
And sometimes the people who take advantage of other people can't see that the person who's being taken advantage of can see it.
Bro.
Right? They might not say anything, but they keep giving, and next time they give, they grit their teeth a little bit. Next time they see it give, they squint their eyes a little bit, and they start to realize that, hey, you're not being genuine on this side of the equation. And then at some point, something's got to change. You are using them, and they can see that you're using them. And if they stop being a fool, you're not going to like them anymore because now they've caught you in your act, or they're not putting up with your BS no more.
What did they bring it to the table?
Right.
My whole thing is if I'm out here spending and I'm being generous, and you ain't bringing nothing but cookies to the table, she the problem.
Yeah.
Because my whole thing is you got to be more than that.
You
way more.
Cookie treatment.
I mean, cookie treatment is just going to be one thing. I mean, what else you going to be bringing?
What else you going to bring?
Because
exactly
you want me to come out my pockets and pay like crazy. But you ain't willing to do no more. You can't cook. You don't clean. But you going to sit there and act like you still deserve because I'm a queen. Just because you can say it don't mean that's what you are.
And listen, that whole dialogue is an example of why relationships are so difficult. Right? Because everyone's coming with a certain level of expectations. And I've always had this rule of thumb that expectations ruin relationships. If I start to expect something of you and you are not giving it to me or not willing to give it to me, then now I'm imposing pressure on the relationship. I'm imposing pressure on the other person, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work over time because the person gets tired of it. They get tired of it, or if they succumb to it, they're bitter about it, right? So it's just not a win-win scenario when people come with all these expectations because it does ruin relationships.
It can, but I'm gonna tell you to help you out with that one because we're gonna go to break real quick. One of the things I would say to help you out is understand where you feel and where you're at. My whole thing, you can't put pressure where I don't believe I want to go. So if you're pressuring me to do something and that ain't what I care to do, I'm not doing it, okay? So all y'all with this ride and die shit, if I'm riding in the car and you got some drugs on you and you slide over here to Jay and you talk about, bro, I already been in, you'll be in a short time, I'm telling you right now, your ass going down. Don't ride with me and think you're going to slide some shit this direction. Listen, I like my life, and if you want to live that way, 9 times you ain't going to live that long no way.
Right.
So my whole thing is, you might as well go and suck it up and deal with it because that's what you chose. Don't just go down the road just because somebody's sitting there and they taking bad behavior and they want to put you in on it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to learn to stand up for yourself and realize, do not go down roads that your ass know you don't need to be down.
Right.
That don't make sense. Just like with a relationship. she want me to keep on spending. My whole thing, I'll buy you dinner. Right? I gotta eat anyway.
Right.
But if I gotta keep buying, you ain't even offering. You
ain't even offering, right.
You know, this is what your job is. Then you let me know what I'm dealing with. So don't be surprised I don't take your ass out to eat no more. Because I'm still gonna be eating. I just won't be eating with you.
Man, listen, I'm
gonna
see
with somebody else. Just to understand. That's why I sang.
Yeah, we got about 3 minutes before we go to break, but I'm gonna say this. I can't tell you how many times that I was in a giving mode and I stopped giving because I could see that the person who I was giving to wasn't really appreciating it. It was just like they were just kind of sweeping the cream off the top. You know what I mean? They were interested in the nice dinners or whatever, and never interested in paying themselves, never interested in offering to help. I'm like, okay, well, if I spend $100 on this, you might spend $20 on that. You know what I'm saying? Go in. And all of a sudden you start to see this pattern where maybe they've been used to being taken care of. And this, I guess there's nothing wrong with that if they're spoiled, but that don't mean I have to succumb to it.
Let me give you a bad situation about spoiling somebody.
I was with somebody that was showing me they behind. All right.
Okay.
And I'm out, and I felt like this night ain't even going in the direction I care for. But I seen a couple sitting in front of me. They was having a great time. They was laughing. They was enjoying each other. And I just happened to sit, me and Bar Talk. I just happened to sit next to them for a second, and I talked to them, and they was on a little anniversary. And they was just rekindling a moment, and they was having a great time.
Yeah.
So when the waitress came by, I told her to bring me their check.
Okay.
So she was like, so you gonna pay for them? I was like, yes, because I don't mind sharing and doing for others that just having a good time.
Yeah.
So I want to help make their day because you ain't making mine.
Right.
And she looked at me like, well, what? My whole thing is I'm keeping it real. All right? Because see, it's not I don't want to spend no money. I'd rather spend my money on good things than bad things.
Yeah.
If you ain't lead me nowhere, why do I want to keep investing with you? That's a bad investment. But you gonna think I'm trying to save some money. That's why I'm willing to spend it on somebody else that's showing true love.
Yeah.
I would rather help them than sit here and pay for you because you ain't doing nothing for me. That don't make no sense.
But
that's why I pay.
Well, you cold as the pole in the wintertime. Boy, I ain't even lying to you.
For somebody else. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I ain't trying to keep it in my pocket.
It's a beautiful thing you did. But boy, you came across razor sharp. And that's one of the challenges in relationships sometimes. Is that
it is.
People's mouths.
That's why I'm saying.
Woo.
Everybody like put up with me.
It was a fabulous show, folks. We love you to go back, take a look at it. We are all over the internet, bartalkwithj.com, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, iTunes. Meet
Black
Me,
Planet.
Black Planet.
That's right. Back pages,
Yeah.
Craigslist. Y'all think I'm playing? You better go on Craigslist and find me.
Yeah.
Offer up, let go.
Listen,
selling shit, we do it.
And we're finding subscribers. We're finding subscribers through those mediums. So don't hate the methodology. My opinion is we have to be where people are, and they are all over those sites. So come and join us. Come and tell us some feedback about our show, what you think. Subscribe, like us, subscribe, like. Please participate because we are continuing every week to put out these shows. Great messages, great dialogues, and we think the world should have an opportunity to hear it. And you can help us do that if you'll just share us and like us. So let's move on to our quote for the week, and then it's going to be time for a break. Yeah, it's definitely break time. We're actually right on the money, so we're good. But here's Barbara's quote for the week. We're going to just title it Barbara's quote.
Making Georgia.
Woo, this is a good one. Here we go. Sexuality is less about the actual act of having pretty good sex. It's much more about surrounding yourself with an ever-simmering sensual energy, pulsating just beneath your daily life and infusing almost everything you do. I like that.
I didn't. Shit me.
That's what.
Yeah. You know, it's and grind. I'm back on that R. Kelly.
Yeah. If you have a special someone, right? One or two, or however you do.
I just felt something.
No, I'm trying to include you in this conversation, right? But if you got a special someone, and you have that sensual energy going on, she's saying that it'll be a lot more zeal, a lot more zest, a lot more fire than just having sex. That sensual energy is what makes a difference. Now, I want to pause on that, and we're going to come back and cover it
Yeah.
in our next segment, right? So let me go ahead and give our subject for tonight, because we are talking about sexuality tonight.
Okay, talk about it.
Do men like sexually aggressive women? That.
Oh, hell no. You know I got to
Hold on. Yeah, do men like sexually aggressive women? As you all know, our subjects go all over the place. So we want you to stay tuned. We're gonna be right back after this break. We got Brother Jamal coming. We got the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey coming, and Jay and I still have to go in on the subject. This is gonna be an exciting night. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay.
But for all the ones that want to be here, that want to see all the things we got going, next up is my man that look like him, that's not him, that one that makes me know about cornball material. He's up. That is Jamal. Jamal, how you doing, big baby? Hold on. Little technical difficulty. Hold on.
We can barely hear you, my friend.
Hang on, we trying to get you adjusted here.
Okay.
Fellas, can you hear me?
There we go. Yeah,
Gotcha.
we got a sound guy. I'm trying to fix you up. Yeah, what's up, player?
Man, what's happening, fellas? What's happening?
Oh, you know us, man. We trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
Pimpin'.
Yeah.
How was your day? Let us know that right now.
Let me start off with saying R.I.P. to that bad Nips, man. 2020.
Yeah.
That funeral.
All right.
I was a
Well,
legend. I was the king.
okay. Well, we gonna need you to hold that mic. Hold your phone right to your mouth. Act like you make a little. Talk on it.
Shout out to my man R.I.P. man. R.I.P. Nip, man.
All right.
2020, we lost the king. A man that literally promoted self-excellence to the fullest self-education, self-worth. So we lost the leader, but the marathon continues. So that's the movement, man.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I've heard nothing but extraordinary things about that young man. Not to mention his last album, Victory Lap, was just fire, right? Just fire, man. I'm gonna go back and listen to it again tonight on my way to the house. You know, man, we're losing a lot of young talent in this world, and I'm not sure really, you know, what finger to press, what button to press to place blame on that. But we keep losing a lot of talent. You know, we're losing people to these abstract things. And maybe life just works it out to abstract. Maybe everybody lives according to abstract things. But you know, when I think about Prince and Michael Jackson and you know Whitney Houston and you know and Biggie and Tupac, I mean, we're just losing some extreme people, some valuable people and valuable assets to our world, not just to our people, to our world, by these silly things, man. And so I just want to, you know, I applaud you bringing up Nipsey Hussle. He was just profound and maybe even ahead of his time. But he was an example of what the good work is to be done, and he most certainly stood in the gap for our people and for the betterment of mankind. So we really appreciate him, and most certainly
R.I.P. The thing about Nip that everybody showed out that BET and CNN and CBS and Fox had to address, that the world had to stop and take notice, was this is a man from Africa. For real.
Right.
Like, name is literally God is shining. God is rising. That's what his name means.
Mm-hmm.
The word Nipsey is legit. Where he come from, that word means homie. Mm-hmm. And the hustle was just his self-motivation. So this is a man from Africa that came to the hood, stayed in his neighborhood, part of the street life,
yeah,
but legit developed and bought back the block.
Right.
Owned the block, owned the strip mall. So he created his own lane. Didn't have to sign to a company, but he did it his own way. So he's literally our Tupac, our modern day Rocky.
Yes.
Because he's every man's next man.
Yes.
He is the thug across the street. He is the business owner with a progressive mindset. He is that street rapper, that ghetto gospel. So his loss today is a light shining to every man that's standing up and doing what he got to do. So salute for every self-sufficient man that is making it on his own, man.
Absolutely.
And I definitely applaud you on that.
We applaud that one.
Again,
Yeah.
one of the things I love about what he did is he did it.
Right.
So again, for anybody questioning how or this or that, that's the problem. What goes on in their life? We judging too much. This man went and did it.
He went.
You know, he showed his work, but
Yeah.
he did it by his work. So now a lot of us look, yeah, did we lose a great hero? Yes. But again, are we going to wake up? Or are we going to keep on watching them die? Or are we going to start doing? My whole thing is, if you don't want to be a maverick, then what the hell are you living for? Live your life to the fullest and enjoy it. I promise you, they snuffed his life out early, but he made an impact.
Right.
Make a difference in your life. Just watching TV and watching everybody else ain't gonna change nothing. It's what you do. Put that kingship on that throne and get your ass to work. He did it. You can do it. What he just showed you, you put into plan of action. Let's make it happen.
There you go.
And then he didn't die in vain.
Right.
He might be gone, but I promise you,
Right.
because I already see the footsteps. Let's make this walk. Let's do this journey. And that's put the guns down, quit the unnecessary killing, and realize we can work together. This hater and this hate needs to stop.
Yeah.
But it's going to take time. It's been drilled in, and I really like to say he showed ways to drill it out.
Right.
Let's make that change.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. What came through my mind a moment ago when the two of you were speaking was that we have a lot of heroes that are still alive. You know, you don't get through this world all the time just being regular, average, mundane, and not making things happen. The things that you make happen, though, may not be public knowledge. It may not be, people don't know that you raised the sun by yourself. You know, people don't know that you started a business out of your garage. People don't know that, you had no degrees and no education, and yet you still went and made big things happen for your family and for your community. We have a lot of heroes there. The world is filled with them. And but we're not oftentimes hearing our own story. We're not oftentimes celebrating our own successes, and that's part of the challenge in just in a worldly way, is that you can't hear everybody's story, but there are a lot of people who are on their grind, who are on the move. And I mentioned a couple of shows ago, we talked about this world is most people think this world is about one of two things. It's either about having fun, which is okay, but the other side of it is this world is about getting things done, getting work done. And so if you're not about getting work done, you're really just kind of spinning your wheels in life, and you really aren't going to achieve much at all. So thank you so much, man, for bringing Nipsey Hussle to the table. It is it's a sad day to lose him and to lose what he stood for. But let's celebrate his life, and we may find some strength to walk in his steps.
I definitely agree with that one. Because again, I like to say,
Definitely.
he did his thing. We need to do ours.
There you go.
And
We
that's
need to
how
do
you gonna
ours.
celebrate him, like
Right.
with Tupac. Everybody that you
Last
really
thing
love,
I- shit.
continue.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jamal.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just starting to quote one of his songs. Last thing that I checked, I was the man on my set. Pretty much simple. You the man of your kingdom. You the man of your neighborhood. You the man of your crew, man. Just be the man of yours. That'd be the fun thing, man. Cornballs, just be the man of your goddamn self, man.
Right.
If you could do that, then you could take the next step. The hustle will continue. Hey, but crap, let me ask you this though.
What's up?
What's the topic for tonight?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give it to you, and we got really just like 2 minutes, so I want you to just go in on the subject for about 2 minutes, right? Do men like sexually aggressive women?
Hell yeah. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Okay. Define why.
Look at some cornballs on this. Mike, time to start it now. Okay, women, there's a reason that men go to the strip club. It's the fantasy. It's the fact that we don't have to tell that woman to start taking off her clothes. She already doing it.
Right.
It's the fact that we don't have to look at her. She smells money. She know which way she's supposed to come. You understand? So she takes the first lead. She is the fantasy. Women, if you would learn to stop making us have to make the first move. Stop asking me to rub your back every night that you want to start it. You know what I'm saying? You better do that tootie booty move in the morning a little bit more than what you regularly do it now. Y'all know that tootie booty move in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Don't be making me have to come rub up against you to wake you up. You need to just wake me up with a good morning before work is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Be more aggressive. If the only position you know is to lay on your back or bend over, you are failing in life and you are not watching enough videos. X videos, Pornhub, they are some great educational sites out here. You understand?
Right?
Great educational sites. They will teach you the techniques of some oral fixational skills. I'm telling you, you better practice with a banana or a cucumber. It helps. Learn to make the first move. If your man is watching TV for no reason at all, don't ask him nothing. Just come and start kissing on his neck. He gonna look at you real quick like, man, what you doing? Stop playing. Stop, wait, hold on. Yeah, let me, yeah, I'm gonna lean back right quick. You know what I'm saying? He gonna lean back. He gonna get the flow going. Before you know it, he gonna be going and returning the favor.
Yeah.
So make the first move at least 3 times out the week. Rest on the 7th. I don't know what to tell you. That should be something. There you go.
That's
but what
good.
I'm saying is, start the party too. You know what I'm saying? Turn the key in the ignition.
Yeah.
I wish it was a female ahead of debate. I wish it was.
I like your approach, my friend. And I
We
don't
had
think-
somebody on the couch that could have said something, but
I
we're
don't-
gonna let it go for right now.
Well, yeah, I think we're going to come back, especially if she wants to participate. That's good, healthy, solid information right there, my friend. Yes, you know, I'm not answering the question, but yes, we do like women who take control.
It sounded like you answered the question.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's very, very enlightening the way you put that, man. I don't know if it can be any clearer.
Save money on the bills. I mean, he won't be going to the strip club as much as you just pop it off one time. Victoria's Secret, you know, they got the very sexy for men, so she can't never say she can't get you nothing out of Victoria's Secret. But what she can do is go in there and pop out the lingerie to the left-hand side. If she just go to the bin, she gonna get the 3 for $25.
Right.
What she need to do is go on the left-hand side, on the side of pink, you know what I'm saying? Go to the Victoria's Secret, get the catalog model selection. They got the bro and the, I'm telling you, I went with Charlotte the other day. Hey, I learned some things. She came back and they had a sale for the red robe with the word love on the back.
Yeah.
Listen, you get 2 panties, 2 bras with the robe for free. Listen, that was a gift to me. I enjoyed it. I
Exactly.
enjoyed going in there with her. Because when she came out of the bathroom, I seen her pop it off. I said, yes, Lord.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. That's
Yes.
what a black woman is for. That's women make the first move.
Yes.
Oh, you know what you can do? I'm sorry, I got to get a female this one.
Quickly,
Listen,
quickly.
females, if you shave them legs, which I advise, it's that season, you better start shaving them, you understand? And you cross that leg and you show that thigh with the cocoa butter on it,
Yeah.
we love that for no reason.
Yeah.
If we in the living room or you in the bedroom and you just hike that leg up on the bed and you just start rubbing lotion, that is also considered the first move.
Okay.
If you go in the shower and you leave the door open, that is also considered a first move. You
Okay.
start following these principles, and your mornings for work will have a better smile on them than the night before. Follow these instructions.
That's good, man. That's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Listen, we're gonna need you to come back. We're gonna call you back in about 30 minutes, man.
Them nasty.
Because you are right on the money, man.
Them
I'm telling you.
nasty.
Listen, we gotta take another break. Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay.
We can bring it back on. Alright, you gotta come in a later part of the next because we about to make it happen. Me and Crab Medic second part. But before we go there, we got to ask this person how was his day. We don't know, but we're gonna find out. Jeffrey,
How you doing, big baby?
Brother Jay, what's going on, sir? Brother Clap, how's it going?
You sound kind of excited.
Man, it's going good. It's going real well, man. Always excited about your segment.
Mm-hmm. And how your day went? Mm-hmm.
Just so that you know, man, we hear a ton of feedback on your segments. Now, we do a 2-hour show here, and you got 20 minutes of it, and we hear so much every week on your commentary. People are over and over and over. Women, men, everybody's always saying the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey is always on point. So we appreciate you being here tonight, man. How was your day today?
Oh, man, you know, it was a beautiful day in the A, a bit sunny, a bit cloudy, a bit overcast, but it was warm. The skirts are getting shorter, the shorts are getting shorter, and everything's looking glorious. But you know what time it is.
Yes, sir. Here we go.
It is time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions, I give you some answers from a man's point of view.
Okay.
Now, I got one reason for the habitually single woman and one reason for the habitually single man as to why you might be single. But before we get into all of that, here is my disclaimer.
Okay.
Now, see, what I'm going to talk about might not apply to you, and if it doesn't apply to you, I don't want you to put your foot up in this shoe.
Okay.
But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them because you're going to learn something tonight. Now, ladies, you go first.
All right.
Ladies, some of y'all are single simply because you think being a good woman is enough. Now, here's the thing I want you to understand. You done friend zoned and chilled out on so many good men, and you think that they are the problem. No, ladies, I'm here to tell you. The friend zone is a place that you put someone that you don't see any type of romantic interest in. We understand that. But when you come back and say you're a good woman, we have to remind you that that don't entitle you to be a good mate. And at the same time, don't think I'm going to hang around waiting on you to get yourself together. It's not going to happen. Ladies, I need you to understand, you don't have forever to get it right with a man. You just don't. Right. So that same vigor, that same type of focus, that same type of dedication that you spent on getting your education, working up the corporate ladder, getting your house and your car, and all those things that you have acquired, you have to invest that same type of energy in finding the right type of man for you. Not running because you're scared of that good man, not hiding behind your degrees, but actually giving yourself the opportunity to walk right into that pathway of love in a solid relationship. Yes. But see, you keep resting on your laurels. You think you can sleep with them damn degrees. You think because you that good woman that just gonna solve everything, that's the end all be all. And I'm here to tell you, that's exactly why your ass is single, because you so in love with yourself that you blinded yourself to true love shared with another individual.
Woo! He went out. No, he went out.
Let me tell you. You know, I never quite thought about it that way, but you make one of the most valuable points I may have ever heard. Just because you are a good woman or a good man don't mean you are going to be a good mate.
That is correct.
You might have it going on by yourself, but you just never know how to put it together with somebody else. Because, like Jeffrey said, you think too much of yourself.
Right. It look good on you.
Right.
It don't work for everybody else. I mean, they so into themselves. What's wrong with me? I do it all. I cook, I do this, I do that. Because the fact that you got to tell me all what you do, I can recognize. But if you got to keep saying it, the problem is you.
You're self-centered.
What?
You're self-centered. Wow, man.
Get off self.
Get off
and
self.
You can understand compromise.
Man, and listen, we've seen that a lot. I've seen that a lot in my day. Women who are stuck on themselves, you know, and just couldn't move on. So, point taken, Brother Jeffrey. We feel it and we believe in it. We'll give it back to you, my friend.
All right, fellas, don't think I'm letting y'all off the hook.
Uh-oh.
Fellas, you are next. Fellas, quite simply, some of you guys are single because you have no game whatsoever. I mean, you ain't got no damn game. You think just because you a nice guy and you employed and you ain't got no kids and you got good credit that's enough. A woman should just fall down at your feet, let her clothes trail behind and she drop rose petals on everywhere you go. Hell no, player. What you got to first of all have is you got to have the ability to approach a woman and to spark her interest. If you're an attractive man, you got a heads up start on that. But if you can't attract her interest and then keep her interest with some type of intelligent conversation, your ass might as well stay quiet. I need you to understand, fellas, you got to have some type of game. You got to have something that you're competent in. You got to have some confidence to be able to display that competency. And you got to have the moxie to be able to stand up in your manhood and put a woman in her place when she gets loose in the mouth. I need you to understand and feel me. What I'm saying is this. You can be as nice as you want to be. You can be as thugged out as you want to be. You can be as hard as you want to be, fellas. None of that stuff matters if you ain't got no damn game. And your game is your confidence. Your game is your heart. Your game is your ability to display how much of an attractive individual you are and how much competency you bring to the relationship. Keep on floating around thinking that being a good guy is good enough. Hell no. You got to have a little bit of thug in you because that woman gonna test you. And when she tests you, you got to pass that test by being man enough to keep her in her place. Failure to do that will leave your ass nice and single.
Yes. Man. Woo. I think that's very equivalent to, just because you're a good woman don't mean you're a good mate, right? If you have no game, obviously a lot of that is men who just think they got it going on and, their good looks or their money or their education is going to get them everything that they need. That is not the case. And I'd love to hear, in fact, rather than me speaking on it, I'd love to hear just as an onset, what is game, Brother Jeffrey? What is game? What is good game? What does that look like?
Game is actually non-quantifiable, but I'll tell you what type of game that I bring to the table.
Right.
First of all, I'm smart enough to be able to meet you on whatever damn degree you got. I don't care if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, or an attorney. I don't give a damn. I'm smart enough to be able to have an intelligent conversation with you and scholarly enough to be able to engage you in your field. Now, of course, you're the expert. I'm not dumb enough to try to do your damn job, but I'm smart enough to have my job under my belt in a way that you can't challenge me on my stuff. Right. The same thing is, ladies, what I need you to understand too is I'm confident in my competencies. So when I approach you, don't worry, you ain't gonna have to build me up from the inside. I'm already strong on the inside. When I approach you, don't worry, you ain't gotta help me out with my money. I'm good on my money. When I say, hey, let's go out and eat, don't pull your checkbook out or your credit card out. I got it. But when I say, hey, I got it, I need you to sit your ass down and rest assured that I got it. Don't come over in my lane. Ain't gonna come over in your lane. That's what I do. That's what I bring to the table. Yeah. I'm confident. I'm confident. And my game speaks for itself because I'm able to walk the talk of everything that I say. In fact, I'm actually being modest about this stuff. Don't get it twisted. I will. Boy, I almost lost.
You're about to tell it, Jeffrey. You about to tell it, dark side. Go ahead, Dark Raider.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. I think
sorry.
That's an outstanding.
Don't you be sorry. Be careful.
That's a good explanation for game, man. That's good. I mean, to be really, I heard mouthpiece with confidence and competence.
I heard
really,
everybody.
Yeah.
I'm nasty.
Listen, you just got to know how to hold your own and have a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, conversation is so important, man.
It sounded like he was gonna try to break her back. That was like he said, "Don't get it twisted, play it. Don't let the smooth taste food."
Right. And with that, we'll go ahead and turn it back over to you, Brother Jeffrey. It's all you.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to understand something. I mean this with nothing but sincerity. We got all these damn good women out here, educated and credentialed and degreed. Then we got all these good brothers out here, educated, doing for themselves, taking care of business. But where are our good families at? We got to have our good couples. We got to have our good marriages. We got to have our good, households, our good communities in droves, not just here and there, but I mean all of our communities. And it's because we're focused so much on the women. And then we're focus so much on the men. We got this initiative to empower women, this initiative to protect men, but we got to have the initiatives to build a doggone family. When we focus on the family, it addresses the man and the woman and the child. We get 3 for 1 when we focus on the family.
Yes.
We focus on the children at the expense of the mother or the expense of the father. Or we focus on the mother at the expense of the father. We got enough single mothers. Don't get it twisted. We got to build them up and glorify and edify them. That's not what I'm talking about. I am saying that we got to focus on the family.
Right.
And the family covers all of that. The family headed by the single father. The family headed by the single mother. And the family that's the nuclear family with the man and the woman there and the children. We got to focus on all of that because it solves all of the problems we're facing as a community.
Yes.
When we get our focus right, we build our relationships. We build our relationships, we rebuild our community. And our children got a safe place to play with kids they can grow up with and move on with and have these experiences and love on, not necessarily in a romantic way, but saying that's somebody I grew up with, that community love. We got to get back to that. And the minute we get back to that, man, it's going to be some awesome changes in our community.
Absolutely.
And that's all I got.
Ooh, that is a
That's
mouthful.
all.
That is a mouthful,
Right.
man. The initiative to build families. And, you know, I'd like to believe that part of what we do here helps inspire families, because if we can help get people out of their own way, they might find love. And, you know, they might find the ability, sometimes just finding the ability to care for others is a major step in the right direction. And we talk a lot about love and helping and supporting and, not being self-absorbed, but really focused on the lives and of other people. So, well put, Brother Jeffrey, well put. Here's a quick question for you before we close out this segment, sir. It goes a little something like this. Do men like sexually aggressive women?
I'm going to tell you that there are some men that do. I would say a good majority of men that do when she knows what she's doing.
Right.
If she don't know what she's doing, it's like, oh, Lord, here she go. Man, would she just let her brother sleep?
Right.
But if that woman is a master of disaster,
Yes.
he absolutely loves it. But
Yes.
then you got a segment of men that get intimidated when he's dealing with a woman that's a master of disaster.
Yeah.
And when I say she's a master of disaster, I'm saying that she will break you on something so bad that you begin to see heaven. You start to change the way you focus, change the way you do stuff, because she has blown your mind. So I will say that there's a strong segment, 60% of men, that love an aggressive woman.
Right.
But there's that 40, I'm going to say 35% of men that can't handle the truth of a woman that's truly in tune with her own sexuality. And then there's that 5%. That 5%, they live to serve that woman.
Yes.
I'm going to leave it right there.
Wow. Wow, that's a great way to put it. I'd imagine, that
What was that?
men who live in the average population can be easily intimidated by a sexually aggressive woman.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Ain't no way in hell.
Yeah, they can be easily intimidated. So, and we need to talk about that, fellas.
Oh, we got this.
Right? We need to talk about that a little bit. So, listen, great response. Thank you so much for your input. Anything you'd like to share before we get out of here, bro?
Oh, man, I started writing this book, my first book. And quite honestly, it's going to be off the chain. Y'all put the seatbelts on because I'm spreading the truth.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
I'm scared too.
I'm scared.
I hope you ain't telling 2 minute secrets.
Man, don't put Bar Talk with Jay in it. I'm good. I got enough battles. I'm good.
Yeah.
I can give you some insight.
I
But
heard a couple
no.
of videos this week where guys who just want to tell all the men's truths.
Yeah.
And man, we don't need that stuff
Self-snitching.
out there. Yeah. But we're looking forward to it, Brother Jeffrey, and we know you're gonna do a fantastic
Oh,
job.
now, y'all know how I do now.
Yeah.
I ain't talking to the fellas. Oh, I'm coming at the women on the first book. So
There you go.
Yeah.
Man.
Hit Eve up.
Yeah.
Hit Eve up.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right, man. Well, listen, we'll look forward to
All right.
talking with you next week, man. Thank you so much, bro.
No worries. I'll take care, fellas.
Okay. And folks, it is time for us to take another break. And of course, going into the second half of the show is when Jay and I go so hard in the
Oh, we're
paint.
about to go hard.
And the brother Jamal, we're gonna get him back on the line. He always adds a lot of value to these discussions. So you folks stay tuned. We're gonna be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay. Killing it. So listen, let's say a special shout out
Okay.
to all the people who are watching the show tonight. You
All
can
right.
see I had to put my glasses on to see the screen.
I can't see you.
But I see Reggie. Want to thank you for being
Reggie
here tonight.
Robinson.
And Natalie,
Yeah, Elwood Robinson.
Janine.
Okay,
I believe we had a Crystal in the house. Kamika.
Okay.
Wow, look at all these people. Tracy and John.
Come on, hit him up.
Who's that? Fatima, Wanda,
I knew
Roberta.
Roberta back in the day. Roberta. Oh yeah, that's a hard name.
Wiggle.
Wiggle
Who's
Jingle.
Wiggle, right?
She like to get around.
Patricia, Anisha.
Patricia,
Oh, thank you all for being here with us tonight. Listen, we love to hear your comments. So as you're listening, if you got a question or something you want to, just put out in the wind, go ahead and type it in the screen, and as soon as I can get to it, I'll bring it up and see if it makes a difference in the show. This show is all about people. It's all about us, you, me, the world. We're just trying to find a happy medium to make love work and to be the greatest possibility in our own lives. So thank you folks for being here with us tonight. And again, share and like, subscribe, send it to your friends, and let the world hear some of this positivity that's coming out of this show. This ain't reality TV, like reality TV goes. This is reality radio because we just speak real on subjects. My experience, Jay's opinion. We're hoping it gives you an opportunity to look in the mirror, see yourself, and make some new decisions about yourself.
Come on.
How are you going to better yourself? What are you going to change? How did you make that decision last time? What are you going to do better next time? Life is all about self and the improvement of one's self. And if one can't see that they need to improve themselves, they probably are never going to be able to have a successful relationship.
I agree.
Right? Because people who love you oftentimes are sharing constructive criticism. And if you're not willing to hear what the person who loves you have to say, more than likely you're not willing to change, and you're not ever going to see any reason to try and be what maybe sometimes your environment needs you to be. Right? That's what relationship is about. It's not about what I need to be. It's about what my relationship needs me to be. And that's what real love is all about. So,
Okay.
So with that in mind, let's go ahead and jump back into the topic for tonight. It's a very interesting topic. Do men like sexually aggressive women? Now, my first take on the subject is that we live in a very sexual world.
Okay.
And women's sexual aggression oftentimes comes out in how they dress.
Okay.
And it oftentimes comes out in maybe how they carry themselves sometimes, right?
Okay.
And for a man who's not who's not used to someone with so much confidence, it can be an intimidating thing, right? A woman who comes up and she's got on this like super bad dress and maybe showing a few extra parts and curves, etc. She's very confident, right? Now she might not have any wisdom and may not have any knowledge, but right at the outset, it appears that she's a very aggressive woman. Okay, and a lot of times you meet these women and it's a show, right? They dress up, they dress the part, but they really are not as confident as they appear to be. Right? So we're oftentimes seeing a lot of, I guess, sexual aggression from women just in their appearance, and even in sometimes how they carry themselves. But fellas, you do not need to be afraid of a confident woman. Okay. There is nothing to be afraid of. A confident woman is a win-win, right? So, when we pose the question, do men like sexually aggressive women? That woman who's appearing to be aggressive on the street or in the club or wherever you happen to see her, she also might be the same woman who asks you out. She might be the same woman who keep making eye contact with you. She might be the same woman who, if you know her at all, she might, pull your pants down and grab you, right?
And she get my pants down. She good. She damn good.
But if a man ain't ready for sex, being too sexually aggressive is a turnoff, right? And
To me,
yeah, maybe not to you, right? But if I'm not ready, I'm gonna probably say, hey, let's wait for a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? Hey, slow your roll a little bit. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a drink. But see, Jay, I'm in relationship mode.
I know, but I ain't. So what I'm supposed to do? I can't just ride with you. I don't ride the hell no. If I ain't ready, get me ready. You know what I'm saying? You gonna pull it down. You gonna do all that. Go for the stove. Yeah. My whole thing is, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you. In a relationship, if I'm not, then let's relax, because that way we can do it together.
Right.
But I am in single mode, bro. If they come at me, they ain't wearing all that. They telling me, hey, I want it. They saying it. And again, it does not bother me.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why it don't bother me is because I want them to want me. And it's nice to hear that somebody wants me. So if somebody's like, something, why are you doing all that talking? You need to be over here handling this. It just lets me get back to that thought process that something, they want it just like we do.
They want it just like we do.
And I like it when they can speak their mind. I feel like the problem of the day is a lot of times we don't want to hear nobody's feelings. Let's get away from that. And if you want something, let's just find a respectful way. Because I will say you can be overly aggressive in talking in a foul way. They can disrespect the person.
Right.
Now that will make me not want to be.
Right.
You calling me all out my name and that don't turn you on? No, I ain't never told you that, boo-boo. Right. You took that from another chapter that I didn't write.
Right.
My thing is, if you telling me, hey, you need to get on over and handle this, sometimes I do want to hear that.
Yeah.
Because my mindset might be handling bills. My mindset might be making sure everything is okay. She needs to refocus me back on some of the things that I get selfish about.
Yeah.
I'm selfish about making I can't push that to the side and make her happy as well.
Right.
So it automatically puts me back into that mode of,
See, here's my thing, right?
What's your thing?
This is just my own interpretation of human behavior, right? Past behavior equals future behavior.
Normally.
Right? And so if you are, especially early in my knowing you, if you are aggressive, especially aggressive sexually, it has the tendency to change my opinion of you.
Why?
Because past behavior equals future behavior. Right?
I don't care what she did.
Now listen.
She with me now.
Again, I'm in relationship mode. Right? I'm in relationship mode.
Right.
So
but if you
showing me, go ahead.
Your girl show you some aggressiveness, you gonna be
my girl.
Your girl.
That's my girl.
You in relationship mode.
Right.
So she show you. You ain't thinking. She showing you.
But listen, if I'm in relationship mode, but the woman I'm entertaining, I'm not in a relationship with yet, and she's sexually aggressive, I'm like, she did that before. That's how she operate, and she could operate just like that while she with me. That's gonna turn me off a little bit. That's gonna be like, you're a little too.
Right, but that's also prejudging, Chris. You gotta remember, yes. Just because she do it doesn't mean that she always do it. Because again, some people can try new things with new people.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is, if you're looking at everything that she do as an, oh my God, she's always doing this, it can be a prejudgment, because her whole thing is, no, I'm doing it because you're a special person. You got to remember what you bring to the table as well.
Yeah,
now, people will bring.
I'm not sure what you're lobbying for, but you know the life I'm talking about.
You know what I'm lobbying for.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who you are right now.
I'm just trying to tell you, you can get some people do some strange things. I mean,
fairly quickly.
Right. But the thing I say is all day long. I'm not one of the ones that we quickly to judge. By dating, I always watch behavior, and I always get into a person.
Okay.
Aggressiveness doesn't bother me at all. If you're aggressively and you want certain things, it just depends on how you present it.
Right.
That's
it depends on how you present it.
So if you present it in a disrespectful manner, then if you showing me disrespect by how you show your body, that's not aggressiveness that I care for. My whole thing is aggressive. When I first heard it was she coming to me and like, you need to bring that, okay? It ain't about she was dressed the part or nothing. She just said it.
Yeah.
And to me, it's almost like she's letting me know, like, if I came to her, we should be able to communicate. I shouldn't be offended because that's how she came.
Right.
And that's why I'm not.
Right.
And sometimes I want to hear it because I stay in work mode.
Right.
You know, I'm always worried about this and worried about that. And sometimes they be like, you worried, like, listen, you're going to die for a moment. You need to get over here and take care of this. And it gets me out of that other mode to a mode of not conscious of all worldly and get back into her.
Yeah.
Get out of that box of fixing everything and getting back into that caring. So again, it's just me. Now I'm not gonna say everybody because again, it can be something that's a turn off. If
It can be something
if
that's
I'm
a turn
not
off.
turned on,
Yeah.
that person don't turn me on, and they keep asking me, I can get offended.
Yeah.
Because again, I showed you that we ain't really rocking like this, and you keep coming at me like that.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not going because it's not gonna go any further.
Right.
Just like how a woman friends a man, I can friend a woman. Don't come to me saying, okay, well, we just friends. All of a sudden, you want to hang out with me and you want to rub up against me, and you know what's wrong? Why are you trying to play me? My whole thing is, I'm a man. Don't play me. If you say that's where we at, then stay on the phone. Don't come over here trying to rub up on, because I can rub up on somebody that really cared to be with me. Then you want to play. I just want to see if you can act right. Take your act right ass off.
Right.
Find somebody else to play your game.
Right.
Grown ass man over here.
Right.
I want a person that's gonna come real, for I can be real. And people don't understand that real. They talk that game.
Right.
Game, recognized game. I've been playing cards for a long time. A game of spades. If y'all don't know how to play spades, let me teach you real quick.
Right.
2-hand spade. Pick up the first card, see it, put it down. Okay? Pick up the second card, you gotta keep it.
Right.
All right? But you already know what's down.
Right.
That is like your partner's hand. Okay? A lot of times you just pick up a good card and you don't look at the second card. You don't even know what's out there.
Right.
Know what you're dealing with. And then you can play togetherness.
Right.
Because now I know what the other hand is, I know what I have, and I can play effectively.
Yeah.
Because I already know what I have and what's not on the table no more.
Right.
And then I can offset because it's an equation. This is life. You got to find out an equation that works for you. Because people going to come at you all day, every day.
Yeah.
And you got to learn how to deal with them.
Yeah.
Learn a good way to deal with people that's respectful. The number one problem I have is the disrespect people feel like they can just give you. I don't know about this new president. I don't know why people feel like all this hatred and all this vileness need to come out. That need to stay behind all kind of closed doors. Racism and all this hatred, I cannot stand. That's a learned behavior. Let's get back to loving and caring. Because if we get there, we can get past some of this other stuff.
There you go.
That's foolishness.
There you go. So I personally, I like an aggressive woman, but not overly aggressive.
I mean, you
You
like
know?
an aggressive woman, not over. But what's the aggressiveness that you like? That she can come to you and say that she just love you and she wants you, or what is it?
I mean,
me a breakdown.
I like a woman who's not shy, right? Number one, and especially not shy about sex, right? We're talking about sexually aggressive women who's not shy about sex.
So you like her to do it?
Yeah, I like her to present the opportunity, but I don't want her to come and take it. I don't want her to come and get it like that. You know what I mean? Because
You don't wanna throw
because
it down.
here's the thing that if you come into my sphere of influence, you come into my life, right? We're talking on the dating side now, right?
Right.
You come into my life, and in a very short period of time, you're ready to get it in, right? We see that often, right? In a very short time, you're willing to get it in. That's telling me a little bit of something about you. Now I ain't gonna judge you, but I am going to observe the behavior, right? Because you could have a pattern of just showing up in men's bed every 4 or 5 days, a different man's bed, right?
Damn, Craig.
Well, listen, this is what the world
I
is,
got you, baby. I
right?
got you. Go ahead.
And so, if that is the case, that's telling me you may not be ready for a relationship. You may, I don't know. You just may be out there. And, I gotta be
Trying to say
careful.
she sound like
of
your hoe.
women out there. But if it's my lady, right?
Your lady can be a
I
hoe.
like my lady to always bring the fire. I like her to always bring it and come with it and be, share with me that she gonna tab me up tonight. You know what I mean? She gonna do something crazy for me tonight. You know. And I asked the question the other night. I said, "Baby, what kind of mood you in?" She said, "Oh, I'm in a nasty mood tonight, Daddy." I said, "Okay, that's what I'm talking about. You set the stage, and I'll make sure the performance go down just right." And it worked out just right. So when you in a relationship, I think aggression keeps the relationship fresh. Aggression on both sides keeps the relationship growing. It keeps the sexual relationship growing. It's not mundane. It's not the same. It's not the usual. You're getting a little outside of the box. So sexual aggression in a relationship, especially from a woman, can really keep the environment intriguing. You know, there are a lot of women who aren't as sexual, and their men are sexually aggressive, and it turns them off. I don't understand that equation, but it does. They always feel like all he ever wants is sex. All he want to do is have sex. He only talks nice to me when he has sex. He only wants to hang out with me when he wants to have sex. And that, that sexual aggression is a problem, right? Because you're not nurturing, all you're doing is just wanting to have sex.
Now,
and you think your whole relationship is sex, and it is not. So
now I would tell you, because I'm single, so I'm gonna speak for the single guys, and it's a practice that I do that I promise you that y'all probably will not duplicate. Y'all will not probably follow me on this, and I'm fine because this is just me. I've went out with people and I've had encounters and I dated and I had sex with people, but there's times I did not.
That you did not have sex.
There's times where we was just having a good time,
right.
And I didn't want to involve that.
Right.
And a lot of times it was like, but we have such a great time. Why wouldn't you? Because why did it have to be the center of everything?
Right.
My whole thing is, can we be compatible without it? Because it's going to be times when we can't.
Right.
And that lets me know how you deal with things. And what I noticed is some people get an attitude.
Yes.
Okay, now the aggressiveness of wanting is great. I mean, I like that. But the aggressiveness of making me feel like I should, when I'm clearly stating we just having a great time. I should be able to take you out and have a good time with you, hug you, kiss you, and not have to have sex with you to show you I appreciate you. And then you look at me like, oh no, you acting real funny. My whole thing is, no, I don't have to act funny.
Yeah.
I don't always have to be in the mood. And I can still do great things with you and still enjoy the moment. Now, don't get me wrong. The moment can make me feel like I want to do more.
Right.
And I won't. But my whole thing is, why do it have to be catered on just that when I want more?
Right.
Because there's going to be times when we don't and can't. So
yeah.
Can we cope with this? My whole thing is not a game. It's just every situation is not going to bear its head that that's where I want to go.
Right.
So just because that's what you do and I don't, and you try to force me to, I'm starting to like, oh, now, you overly aggressive. That's where overly aggressive come from.
Right.
When I am showing you, no, we're going to have a good time without that, and I'm enjoying you.
Yeah.
And you telling me, no, we're going to do it anyway. That's overly aggressive. And of course, it's not going to mean.
Listen, and that's big boy talk because we don't oftentimes hear about men rejecting sex, right? But it takes a grown man. It takes a man with lots of options to reject sex.
I have to say a lot
right?
of options. Just think about it. If you are pushing me down a road or going somewhere and I'm not there, mentally, I can be jacked up,
right,
handling all kinds of things, and you feel like that's gonna fix everything. Your cookie don't fix everything.
Your cookie don't fix everything.
We got a lot of problems financially. My job as a man is to find a support to make sure we are right. Now you want to get my mind off of that. From time to time, I love that.
And
get my mind, set me free, do your thing. But when we all jacked up, my whole thing is let's find some common ground, work a problem out, and then, but you feel like that's going to fix everything. I'm just going to get this to you and you'll be happy. Listen, that just don't make me happy.
Right.
I make myself happy before you ever gave me shit.
Yeah.
So my thing is, now that I'm good and we all right, let's do us. But babe, if we can't come together and fix some issues, you the issue.
Yeah, and that's where sexual aggression is being used to overcome issues in relationships, overcome issues. And listen, that does not work because the other person is saying, hey, we can have great sex, but tomorrow morning we're going to wake up with the same problem. We're not fixing nothing. That's exactly
because
right.
Because of bad decisions.
Yeah, listen, it's time for us to take another break. Y'all stay tuned. You can see we going hard on this subject. We'll be right back.
Steve, that last segment, man, we kind of went in on that one, bro.
Kind of went in on that one, man. And, because we don't pre-plan our dialogue, it can go almost anywhere.
But that's how you want to go, though.
Yeah, I think we're right on the money there.
But
One of the things that Jamal said, by the way, for you folks who are just joining us, the topic for tonight is, do men like sexually aggressive women? And for the most part, I think in society we haven't really dealt with or discussed, aggressive, sexually aggressive women. We've never really talked about it. We really don't know. Some people don't know what's happening in the world, but for those of us who are experiencing those aggressive women, what does that look like? How do we need to assess a person who is being aggressive toward me? And there's nothing wrong with somebody wanting you real bad. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But what you're going to find is that they want you real bad because of X, right?
that's the formula.
And that means that, their motives might be pure, and their motives might be selfish. Their motives might be unpure, right?
Yeah.
So,
Nasty.
to assess, especially if you're not in a relationship, I think you really need to assess what that sexual aggression is all about. You could just have a freak in front of you, right? Somebody who just loves sex, somebody who's a sexaholic, somebody who's,
Okay.
and if that is the case, sweep the cream off the top and keep moving. But if you try to make
Sweet the cream
but
off
if
the top.
if you try to get into a relationship with that person,
gonna be difficult.
you can bet that they're probably, my thought is that they're probably going to be promiscuous, right? The same short skirt that they got you in, they're gonna wear that same short skirt to go out next week, and they're gonna be looking in somebody else's eyes and winking and and trying to get them as well. I don't think people will change up their behavior like that. I think what you see is who they are, and if they come across like that, that's probably who they're going to be outside of the home and outside of yours relationships. They're going to be aggressive, and so we don't want to judge the good stuff away, but we know that when somebody's out of control, you can see when somebody's got those impure motives and out of control. But one of the things that Jamal said that I really liked was that women have to learn to make the first move.
Now,
Maybe we all have to learn to make the first move.
I like this. Aggressiveness, I don't always want to look at it as a woman making the first move has always been aggressive.
Right.
One of the things I like is when she knows she's feeling a certain way, and I want that person to know. Like me, I want to be aggressive towards a person and let them know I'm interested.
Right.
Interested in to learn you. So it's nice that we take this road together, and then she showed me aggressively that she likes me too.
Right.
And she likes me in more than one way.
Right.
Now, we work ourselves to a position where she feels confident and feels good about, I want you in another way. Now, to me, at that point, that aggression is good aggression because we move to that. If I just meet you and you just tell me that's what you want, that could be overly aggressive depending on how I feel about you. I can have a good chemistry with you on upfront, and at that point, it just let me know where we at. It could be just something simple, if I want something simple. But the bottom line, you gave it to me, as long as it was in a respectful manner.
Yeah.
Do not come up to me and say, "You look good. That's all I want."
Right.
Don't disrespect me. Don't just point down and tell me that's all I want. It's more to me.
It's more to
I
you,
wouldn't
yeah.
walk up to a woman and say, "That's all I want."
Right.
Just give me that, because I can feel like that's disrespectful.
Right.
If we watch our language and we see how things can offend some people, we can stop doing some things, but we do it any damn way.
But see,
That don't make sense to me.
yeah, the woman who would come across like that is probably not my type of woman.
Well, I
Right.
wouldn't want a woman to tell
Um,
me that that's all I want
I'm gonna tell
when
you.
I got more going on. I
Yeah.
mean, you let me
Yeah.
know how you feel, and I'm good with it.
Mhm.
But guess what? We ain't good for each other. So guess what? We say it a lot of times.
Yeah, some of my greatest experiences have been with women who it seemed that they just wanted to be my friend. It seemed that they just wanted to hang out. We have a great meal. We have great talks. Da 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 da. And sometime between you know, the end of that evening and the next couple of days, I come to find out that she was ready to go in. She was, you know, I had one young lady tell me, said, after we had dinner, I'm taking her home. She was like, you know, you could have had more than just dinner. And I was like, well, you never let on, so I treated you like a lady, right? And I never went out with her again. No, because
She said,
she wanted a sexual relationship, right? And
did you feel it though? When you was out, when you was eating. See, this is one of the things about
you know,
chemistry.
bro, the interesting part is
was.
I didn't feel her.
See?
I didn't feel
And
her.
that's why you didn't go further yourself.
I'm having a fine cuisine meal. I'm ready for. I'm in dialogue and conversation. This
Right.
is where the zest and the zeal gets built for me,
Thank
right?
you.
Like, you know, can we hang out and have fun and laugh and
Right.
have a great
You didn't feel it,
conversation?
did you?
I ain't feel none of that, bro.
And she wondered why you go.
And listen, I could have went and spent $20 on dinner and took her back to the crib or back to the spot and, you know, and just had a great sexual night. Because I never seen her again anyway. But that was her modus, right? She wanted a sexual relationship. She told me in the midst of that conversation, she said, I'm looking for a sexual relationship. And I was kind of taken back because she looked so classy.
Right.
Like her whole appearance was classy. You know what I mean? The way she wore her hair and the outfit she had on, she seemed like a businesswoman. But yet still what she told me was, you know, you could have towed up. On the birds night we went out. It would have
Both
been no
men and
problem,
women are
right? Yeah, and that turned me off a little bit. You know, that did turn me off. Because listen, I don't need sex, right? I'm looking for real people. Right? Sex comes
I'm looking
any
for sex.
way. If I'm looking for sex, I know where to go and look for sex. When I'm trying to
Where?
meet somebody,
Where
when
the
I'm
hell
trying
you
to,
go?
when I'm trying to anywhere,
Hey, hell, I was there.
anywhere and
Anywhere get you
everywhere.
anything.
Right?
You want anything.
But my eyes for her was, wow, this lady, you know, she had the appearance of a potential Mrs. Kraft, you know. But when she started talking, she wasn't saying nothing. And, you know, she probably would have been a good hookup. You know,
Right.
it'd been great sex. But
that
if that's
just
her
would've been
modus operandi, she also might have had that ninja.
It
You know,
just
I didn't
would
want
have
to
been
mess
another
with it.
notch on your belt. And you
It
didn't
would've
even
been
care
a
for the
notch on
notch.
it. Yeah.
See, that's where you
Some
start
notches
growing.
last a long time, too.
All of that ain't good notch.
I know.
But what I like about it is you grew up to realize I don't even have to add stuff to me.
Right.
My whole thing is it didn't work. I didn't feel it.
I didn't
That's
feel
what I said.
her.
When we sit
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
and people ask why you take people out, go out to eat because you normally got to eat anyway.
Right.
And have a vibe. If I don't have a vibe, why are we continuing down a road that we both know
There it
we
is.
ain't really vibing, we ain't feeling each other, but guess
Yeah.
what? We don't got to disrespect.
Yeah. But listen,
We can have a good meal. You go your way, we go mine. And guess what? We have nothing bad to say. You ain't got nothing bad to say about her. She ain't got nothing bad to say about you.
Yeah.
We had dinner.
yeah.
But when you go and do that extra step, it adds to you because you're so tired and you add an extra, and then all of a sudden you wonder why I got all this and I got a ball of a mess. Because again, you involve
Yeah,
yourself
listen.
in it too much.
Yeah, and the one question I put down before we got started.
Okay, what's that?
So the question for tonight is: do men like sexually aggressive women?
Which I do.
The question is: does sexually aggression cheapen a woman? Does it make her?
Hell no.
Does it do something for her character?
No.
Do you see her differently?
Hell, now let's see what she gave me.
See, I know the life you living right now.
I gave it to you real. And she came to me and she didn't show no disrespect, but she showed me aggressive. Like, I want this.
Yeah.
Listen, I got a man up, player.
Well, listen,
I man
ain't
up.
nothing wrong,
When
but listen.
people come at me and they say I want high level of service, I gotta give them what they asking for.
Right.
I need this. I want deliveries over here. I'm constantly pleasing because I'm in that industry.
Right.
So when I get in a situation with a woman that I'm dealing with, and she say, "Hey, I'm frustrated, and you need to come on," I'm not gonna lie. I have to put that cape on, bro. I'm Superman too.
Listen, I
and
done
I
put
got
on-
an S on my check
I
for that.
don't
It
put
ain't
on a
the
many
same.
of capes, you know, but you know, I don't go out and date for that anymore. Let me just tell you another quick.
You don't date no more. You in a relationship. See, I ain't player.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you
And
how
that's
to
the
date.
difference between our
Right.
dialogue,
You, me and you,
right?
yeah.
Right?
I'm gonna give it to you because I want
even-
people to see.
Even
things
if I'm not in a relationship, I'm probably still not going to just be looking for sex.
I
I'm
ain't just
looking
look for it, but it's nice when it just yeah, you give it to me.
Listen,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
always comes, right? It's just a matter of I'm not looking for it. And so if it just, you know, let me just describe this. This is a nice scenario where women were sexually aggressive that I think it worked out. It was nice, right? And this has happened several times, several teen times, that you take a young lady out and it's a great night. You have drinks and dinner, chill, maybe walk somewhere in the park, in the mall, whatever the case may be. And you know, me, I'm always like, okay, well, listen, we had a great time. You know, I'm looking forward to our next day. Da 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 da. And she says, so what are you doing the rest of the night? What you about to do? You going? Why don't we hang out some more? Right. I'm like, okay. Now that is aggression, but she got an intent in mind, and it isn't overly done. Right?
Right. I like that.
The intent is come back to my place.
And then
let's
do
have
your
another
thing.
beer and do your thing. Right.
So
that is a really nice way to show aggression and without damaging the environment. Right? It was
the environment.
It was soft. See, I'm of the notion that all you got to do is give me a hint, and I'll follow your lead. You just give me a hint. If you want me to rub on your legs and you pull up your skirt, just pull it up just a little bit, and I'll push it up the rest and do all the rubbing. Take it off, right? But I don't really want you to take it off. If you take it off, something about that just says,
save me a little time, you know.
you arguing on the wrong side of this equation.
I'm just saying.
Right? Yeah.
Why don't you take it off me? And then you still laying on it, and I gotta drag it off you. Say, no, raise up. You acting like you sleep. Come on, man. We all been there. I've been married before.
We all been there, yeah.
Man, we been there. Yeah. It's dead sex. And listen, if you act like that, I don't even want to go no further, because I ain't trying to go that way. I want somebody that want me and aggressively want me.
And
that way we gonna meet aggression with aggression, but it's fun time.
Right.
This is adult time. My whole thing is a lot of time people play around and they act like they don't, and they do. Okay? That's why our signals get crossed. And my whole thing is, if we understand each other's way of playing, we can play better. The aggressive doesn't mean aggressive no more. It can be aggressive to somebody else. Now, if your woman come home and she's doing her thing and you walk by and she's like, okay, you gonna have your moment, you know, you gonna get your minute, right? And you like, yeah, I'm just gonna take my minute. She's like, all right, cause daddy, when you get back, I got you. She already aggressively letting you know that get your moment, cause you need to wind down. Right. And I got you. Right. See, that's aggressive with no disrespect. Right. When you just say, get over here. Now, first of all, I ain't no dog, all right? You know, I don't get over here and then point, and then like, see, some people like that.
You seen that before?
Well, I've seen some people that like that collar,
that
chain,
control.
that
domination.
And guess what? I'm not against all that. If that's what you like, that's your behind closed doors, your business. I don't care. Just don't bring that shit over here. Don't you whip me. Don't bring no chain. Don't think about handcuffing me. I'm telling you right now.
You know what they'll say?
You getting your behind up out of here. That's why I pay.
You know what they'll say? They'll be like, if I get him tied down, he gonna love it.
Let me tell you something. You get me tied down, I'm pressing charges.
Right? Hey, folks, it's time for us to go to our final break. We got more on the subject. Stay tuned. We're gonna be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay.
Hats off. I gotta go ahead and give a salute to all the aggressive women that have been in my life. I appreciate y'all. Y'all changed my life and made it into a way that I respectfully agree with it. Yes. Why? It's not for everyone. But for the ones that came in my life and showed me that aggression and showed me what they really wanted, it enhanced me to a point where I seen them in a different way, but I never thought of them less than what it was. Yeah. It's something that I enjoy, but it ain't for everybody. Right. And one of the things I want to give is to look cross-eyed to why aggression and non-aggression might be taken differently. I looked at me and what I enjoy. All right, let's look at some of the reasons why I wouldn't. There's been situations where people pressure you to do more because it's a short amount of time and they just want to keep going. And my whole thing is, when I was younger, I'd done a lot of things like I had sex on carpet, you know, on my knees. Yeah. And I rubbed the skin off my knees. Yeah. And it hurted for a long time later. Right. Okay. But at that time, it was on and popping. Right. And you know, you go too long, things dry up. there's a lot of stuff that goes on. And I'm talking about my younger days when you was just wilding out, doing some crazy stuff.
Right.
And you had some experiences later on, you'd be like, oh yeah, that wasn't that good. You
Right.
know, it's like, we did too much. To a point where the next day I'm sore and things go to hurting. Yeah, you know, because again, you gotta learn everything ain't just for you.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is now that you're older, you should understand and put yourself in a position where you can respectfully say no to certain things.
Right.
Because you know what it leads to.
You know what it leads to.
That's just what I'm getting back to, is having fun respectfully, where I know we can grow because I know what all I can.
So let me ask you if you ever had this experience, right? This is an experience, you know, for the most part a man would have, right? So you with this young lady, it's a quiet time. Maybe this is your first time with her. You know, y'all rubbing and touching and kissing and hanging out. You know, and it's getting hot, right?
Okay.
And right in the middle of maybe you kissing on her neck or rubbing on her body or something, she'll put her hand on top of your head and start pushing you down because she want to get some oral sex.
Okay.
And it's still early in the game. What you think about that? Jay?
Hell
How did
no.
you? Hell no.
I mean, first of all,
That's-
let me get it real clear.
Right.
I ain't eating everybody. I just met your ass.
I just met
And
you.
you gonna push me down, thinking
Right.
I'm gonna go down and eat your nappy dugout? I don't even know what the heck I'm getting my ass
Right.
into. I got some big ass lips that's nice. You gonna chop them up and make them nice and sick?
Right.
Listen, I need to know you better, and you need to know me in a way that pushing me down makes me comfortable.
Right.
My whole thing is you pushing up because that's what you used to.
That's what you're used to.
Now your aggressiveness is showing me in your past behavior in that form and fashion
There
right
you
there.
go.
My whole thing is why don't you see if naturally that's me?
Right.
And my whole thing is naturally on the upfront, I don't know you, and you do that. You saying you do that with everybody.
You saying you do that with everybody?
My whole thing is I'm not gonna do that with everybody because I ain't putting my lips on her lips, and them lips ain't been checked. I'm just
That is the
saying.
point that I was making, is that past behavior equals future behavior. If you have a woman who is like overly or too sexually aggressive early in the game, you gotta know that that's who she is. That was who she was last week, last month, potentially last year, and she's gonna be that way tomorrow.
Now I can tell
And
you,
you gotta assess the situation, even women who deal with sexually aggressive men. You gotta know that he might just be there for one reason. He ain't talking to you. He
Correct.
not nurturing you. He not taking you out. That you gotta see what's in front of you.
Correct.
And that sexually aggressive behavior is. It could be something. It could be a problem that they have. It could be that's all they see. It could be that
Correct.
that's what they expect and that's what they get from everybody else.
I had somebody tell me it's a requirement in order for somebody to be with me that this is what they got to do, and it was like going down to the nappy dugout. All right?
Yeah.
She made that very clear. She
I've
was
had that too.
aggressively telling me this. Let me tell you, bro, I got with her. Now, I ain't trying to put a business out there because I ain't saying the name or nothing, but I told her, and I ain't go down.
Yeah.
Because you you can't dictate me by somebody. See, first the mistake was telling me where I'm going to do. Nah. I'm a strong brother and I already know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
You don't know, but you're telling me this is where I want you to go. That's cute, but that ain't a roadmap that I care for.
Right.
So
Right.
you're telling me this is what it's going to take to keep me. Who said I want to keep you?
Right.
So you telling me a dialogue and you telling me a script. So I'm looking at your script and you telling me this is what I need to do to keep you. And then I'm looking at all the assets and I'm looking at all the goods, the bad. And at this point, I already drew in my mind that I'm not doing that. And I don't care if you go. So you got to make that
See,
determination
yes.
of what's good for you and what's not.
Right.
And if I've been down this road before and this road is not a good road for me, we don't have to sit here and argue.
Right.
Guess what? I just don't have to conform to what I don't care for.
That's exactly right.
And it don't hurt nobody's feelings because of her. You wasn't going to get in that way because you didn't even do what I told you to do. And you can walk away and talk about my ass all the way down the street.
Yeah.
I can care less.
Right.
Because I wasn't going to do what
Right.
somebody else tried to prove because they ain't with your ass now.
Yeah, I had the
That don't
same
make no sense.
the same scenario where basically, we were vibing for a couple of dates. We was vibing. Went back to her crib one night, have a movie, and You know, she went and put on something sexy, and you know, lit the candle. You know, the night was getting lovely, right?
Oh, that's
And,
love, baby, that boy.
and all of a sudden, you know, she just was like, are you ready?
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah. I started rubbing all right. And she was like, no, are you ready? And she opened her legs.
Right.
I was like, oh, what you talking about? No.
You know what you were talking about.
I was like, no, I'm not quite ready. Oh, she was like, well, this is a prerequisite. This is how I get mine. This is how I get mine off, right?
Oh, educated with a wookie.
I said, well, that don't work for me. And listen, I never had this scenario, but immediately I got so turned off that I just sat up, right? Sat up led to put back on my shoes,
Get ready
my
to go.
keys, yeah, and
Ready to go.
hey, it was cool, and I'm out, and I dipped because that was a pattern that I saw, right? And so, and not to mention that if that is the pattern that she expects from me, then she might be okay with me expecting that same pattern from her, right? So here we are on the first intimate potential date, her first intimate date, and she already giving me strong head. I'm like, okay, I might enjoy the head, but me and you probably ain't gonna be too close going down the road because it's too early for that. That's the point here, that when there's sexual aggression that is too much too soon, you got to know that there's some form of a pattern there. I think very rarely, in fact, my lady was saying the other day, some show that she was watching, she was finding that the women who hold out seem to end up in relationships, seem to end up having something to salvage. But the women who just give in right away, those women typically end up alone.
Only thing I can tell you, I don't know what the hell she was watching. The ones who gave it up to me, if we was in there, we did that.
You did it, but y'all ain't together no more. That's my point.
No, you got to remember certain things. Everything ain't always gonna be compatible for long term. You can hold out forever in the day and you still not be a good person.
You still not be a good mate.
Yeah. So my whole thing is just understand what you really want. If you are a person that just want that and that's what you, my whole thing is have that communication. Communication is the half the problem. If you are communicating and I want certain things, and we can work towards whatever it is from short term to long term. I don't care if a person slept together on the first date or they waited 90 days.
Right.
My whole thing is what all did you bring to the table?
Right.
What did you communicate about?
Right.
My whole thing is stop worrying about how soon, when you need to be looking at, am I vibing?
Right.
Are we understanding?
Right.
Are we communicating together?
Right.
Are we moving in a forward direction?
Right.
Because I'm telling you, a lot of times you got to walk away from a person for a person to recognize exactly what they have. I'm not saying that a lot of times you need to play games or act like you're going away to make it seem like, hey, is this person ever going to wake up? Bottom line is, a lot of times we don't always recognize what we have.
Right.
And if I'm growing, I will recognize sometime by far. Because I had people always ask me, do you miss me? Do you miss me? I got so much going on in my life, I don't like to lie. I'd be like, yeah, somewhat. And they be like, well, you don't sound sincere because then I'm not sincerely missing your ass. If I talked to you a week ago, what the hell you asking me for? I mean,
Right.
you want me to say I miss you
Right.
and this, that, and the other. And my whole thing is I have so much going on. Just understand, I want you in my life, but I can't keep acting like I want you in my life for that reason. You want to be that special. You want that flag on that planet. I can't put a flag on anybody right now. My whole thing is developing me and also developing others because I'm not the only one going through this struggle. And if I can help somebody along, that's what I want to do, but we're doing it falsely. You're lying to folks. You're giving them false hope. My whole thing is I ain't give you no false hope because I ain't say I want to be in my relationship with you. You can walk away from me any day you want to. My whole thing is anything that you get in should be a nurturing, positive thing.
Right.
Period.
Right.
If you're in a relationship with a person, it shouldn't be toxic. If it's a toxic situation, then you bring in that testosterone, that negativeness to it. Why?
Right. Right.
My whole thing is back away and realize it should be a positive. So in a relationship, if I go out and I date you and we have fun, my whole thing is if I don't lie, we just have fun.
Right.
I don't look for everybody for everything. I'm not looking for sex from everybody.
Right.
So when somebody come in my corner and be like, oh, Jay, you just a hoe, you gonna hit this. You'll find out I don't hit everything. I don't have to.
Right.
I've been enough of a man to realize I ain't got to prove shit to no one.
Right.
At this point, to me, what are you gonna be able to prove to me?
What you gonna
I
prove to
know
me?
what
Right.
I can bring to the table.
Right.
If you ain't got nothing but cookies and you ain't got nothing but cream that come from your cookies, I'm just telling you your show on the table already. So
That's
I
exactly
don't
right, man.
understand why you think your cookies and cream gonna be the best thing when I done had it already. My thing is this: we can make cookie and cream together,
Right.
and I make it creamy
Right.
because you let that smooth taste make some things happen.
Right.
Have that conversation.
There you go.
Get into the mind and make it stimulating. You know what I'm saying? That
See,
make it move
yeah,
and
and
groove,
That's the
baby.
point to make for the whole show, is that stimulation
That's
can
right.
happen outside of sex.
Motivation, baby.
Stimulation can happen outside of sex.
Yes.
And it'll heighten the sex, the conversation, the dialogue. You know, maybe sometimes, you know, the holding hands or the eye contact,
That's key.
walking together,
That's key.
you know, all that good stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
that's key.
when we find common ground, that stimulates the whole thing.
Yeah,
more
talking
than
my
anything, right?
language.
So, you know, do men like sexually aggressive women?
I do.
There are a lot of men who like sexually aggressive
Jay
women.
right there.
I think sexual aggression in dating, you know, has to be looked at. Sexual aggression in a
I'm good with it
relationship
regardless,
is
yeah.
something that can keep the whole environment exciting, right? And for those men who, you know, men used to could sit on the wall in the club and we just kind of sit there, right? Now women come and pick you out. They come and say, hey, you want to dance? Hey, what's happening?
What's
you know,
wrong with that?
And there is absolutely nothing
Thank
wrong with
you.
that. We like that.
Yes.
We
You
like
know why?
that
Because I used to walk over your head. I don't want to dance. I don't know how to dance. You know, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I done took the confidence role, and I
Right.
really feel like we need to get back to that too.
Yes, we do.
Because what I really feel like today with the apps, you can scroll and the person like you, so I don't have to approach you because you already let me know you like me. And a lot of times, we men had that difficult task of going over to a table and it's 4 nice looking ones. Well, no, hell no. It was 2 or 3 good looking ones and the other one was ugly as hell.
Right.
And you had to pick the cute one. You already know if you pick the wrong one, you
gonna
walk
blow
away
it
from
with
that
the
table
table.
and they on your behind, right?
Yeah.
So you had to get that confidence level to be able to pick out that one, do that eye contact, and try to get her away from her friends. And you know a lot of times they ain't want to do it. So you had to walk over there. And there's always two different approaches. Mine was to start a good conversation.
Start a good
That
conversation.
was, hey, how you doing? Knowing, we all are fine. Now, no, I ain't talking to yo. And it's always the one big one. It's big one. Big one's always like,
That's always
Big-
the big one,
big one
yeah.
always, we fine over here. And I'm like, I ain't said nothing to you. Big one's always, I be like, I ain't said nothing to you, but I was really referring to you.
Yeah.
Now, so you just ignoring the rest of us, basically.
Yeah,
I'm like, I
my,
might have known I brought a biscuit.
my
Anyway, so-
approach is the whole time. You know what
I'm just saying, I'm focusing on her because I want her to get her attention.
Right.
And my whole thing is I'm already on blast. So I'm already kind of nervous because I don't know how she feels. But to her,
She don't know you.
she like, well, I'm with my girls. Now, I'm like, I understand that. That's why I walked over here. But I was just kind of curious about, are you single? You know, I'm asking questions that I say respectfully.
Yeah.
Are you really single? Because again, at this point, I open myself up. And she's like, well, yeah, but I'm with my girls. So can we speak to each other? I'm pulling you away from your girls, but I want to keep you in a safe distance because, you know, they look out for each other. I understand the game. So when she revived with me and she like, yeah, sure, it gives me confidence because I already stepped my ass out there. I already know big girl, and she gonna say nothing because I ain't speak to her.
Right.
I chose a person that I felt had a chemistry with me without really knowing. It could have been with her, but I didn't choose her. So it comes out as aggression.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. But I had to put myself out there. And I made
It
a
takes that
choice.
sometimes.
When you make that choice, now this is the problem I would tell cornballs. If you make a choice and you see a nice looking girl at the table and you choose her and you shoot your game,
Okay? Because you're going to get shot down from time to time. I promise you.
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
I can.
You gotta have a good.
But when you get shot
have that
down,
now.
do not take your ass to another person at that table and try it again. With something. Listen,
Listen.
it don't work out well.
I'm telling you, bruh, I
my
don't know
goodness.
about that. I done seen a couple of my frat brothers that just changed the game.
Bro.
If it didn't work out, he pushed to the side and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna holler at her girlfriend."
I'm
And
gonna tell
listen,
you all
and
day.
scored. You know what I mean?
You can
So,
score,
yeah, you-
but I'm gonna tell you all day, they ain't gonna forget that day.
They ain't gonna
And
never
I
forget that.
promise you, later on in that relationship, the first thing they say, he talked to me first.
Yeah.
They don't forget stuff like that.
But
My whole
listen.
thing is it can be a negative. My whole thing is take your confidence level and understanding sometimes you get shot down.
Yeah.
You don't have to rebound then.
Yeah.
My whole thing is go back
So
and realize it ain't for everybody, but it built character.
yeah, but watch this.
I love that shit.
So when he pushed one girl aside, I was chilling. I wasn't hollering at nobody. I was chilling. So the girl ended up standing next. The girl he rejected, right? Ended up standing next to me, and I took a good look at her. I was like, okay, she kind of cute. Let me just talk to her for a second. And talking to her killed it. Next thing, a few minutes later, I'm walking away, going to the other side of the club, and her girlfriend knew why he fired her. Right? She already knew what time it was. So, anyway, it is time for us to close out this subject and close out.
It sounds like you did shot,
tonight's
bro.
show.
It's like he got rid of her, but you can come up.
No, but I didn't go holler at her. She just ended up standing next to me,
Uh-huh.
right? And I was like, okay, she's not a bad little girl. I don't know why he did that?
Have you ever did
As
shot,
soon as
bro?
she started talking,
You ever did
it was,
shot, bro,
it was a
before?
wrap. A what?
Shot, bro. See, you in a relationship now, so we can't do this.
Okay, what?
Shot, bro, is when going to the table and I be like, my boy over there, kind of quiet. My boy Stacy's a good guy, got great things going on, but he ain't really that talkative. He kind of shy. But again, I'm his boy, man. We grew up together, man. And he kind of wanted to see if you was interested in him, but he didn't want to just approach you. I don't like no man that ain't confident. I said, first of all, his confidence level is high.
Yeah.
I just felt like I'd break the cake. I figured I'd come over here first.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of like your girl, and I was trying to see if you could help me out.
Smooth J.
But he wants you. So if you can see your girl good with me, then we'd like to meet you over there to the other corner.
Yeah.
Now, I got a situation where I got one talking for me because she might like you.
Yeah.
Now this is the
I had
shy
come
bro
up on
time.
that
And
program.
this is something that everybody don't know about. I'm giving y'all a little something, but you gotta have teamwork, the dream work. You gotta understand two good people that's talking good ways that you can get other people talking, and then you can get two people at your table, and then they talking in a way that y'all can vibe together.
running
Because
game,
again,
right.
you know how to run game. I know how to play cards. I know how to play people.
Yeah, and
Bottom
listen-
line, can you do it?
By the way, I have come up many a times on the Shot Guys program.
Okay, I just want you to know
Yeah.
I'm good at it too, bro.
Because
you ain't the only one.
I usually like to stand off in the background and
I know, I
watch
told
everything.
you,
You know what
I
I mean?
can do
I
this,
like.
but you in a relationship, can't do it now.
Yeah, I can't do it now.
I can hook you up.
And listen, I love you, baby. Wherever you
Oh,
at right now, I love you.
this show's starting to get real buttery.
No,
This
no,
shit
no.
get buttery, damn it.
Hey, listen, if you had somebody say that too, you'd say it too. You know what
I
I mean?
mean, I
You
can
would.
say it all day long to everybody I've been with. I mean, I hope it ain't
Yeah.
a lot, right?
Yeah.
I'm
So,
just saying.
Listen, I think we've had a meaningful discussion here on
think we had a great
sexually
discussion.
aggressive women. We probably should have took a little more time on sexually aggressive men. I'm believing
I be
that
talking
is.
about myself. I don't snitch. Self-snitching sucks.
Yeah, but we need to protect our women from some of that nonsense.
What you mean?
And,
Protect. We want it. They like that aggression.
Do they like it?
They like it.
They like aggression.
Oh, they like it when
They like
agree.
to say no, right?
No, they don't like to say no. They say yes.
Yeah, they do say yes.
When they say no, let me tell you something. You playing the game I don't like. You
So-
confused.
So,
I tell them all day long, you got 50 shades of fucked up. You better bring your real.
So listen, this show is it's just simply a dialogue about sexually aggressive women, in particular tonight, and we hope you found yourself somewhere in this dialogue.
Enjoy yourself.
You heard something that may make sense, may make you change the way that you see the people you're approaching, the people who are approaching you. The only thing that really matters is what's your opinion.
Thank you.
We just shared our opinion, and we do it in our way, but we're hoping that you turn this show off, talk about it yourselves in your living room with your friends, your family, your parents, whoever. Stimulating dialogue heals a lot. There's a lot of good that comes out of it, and you may not be on the same page, but when you can find some dialogue, it just will improve your relationship, and it oftentimes can be a whole lot of fun, right?
And the one thing I always want to say to y'all is, again, we're not trying to make you change. We really want to bring you a different opinion.
Right.
If our opinion can strike you in a way that you can see yourself, and you can honestly look at yourself and say, hey, that's not how I want to be,
Right.
then we won.
Right.
That's all this is.
That's it. That's it.
A lot of times, people feel like we can fix the world.
Right.
I feel like you can fix yourself. You just need to see what's going on in a different way, and you can have a different approach, and you will make change to the game, and you will become successful. Number one thing is you have the power to be successful. This show is a small tool to recognize that we have nothing but love for you.
Absolutely.
Make that change. It's your reflection.
And with that, folks,
We out.
we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.